Hello everyone, my name is Hilda and welcome back to my channel for another things I knitted this month. Now, I have a wee hamper and I'm not actually sure what people use hampers this tiny or smaller for, but other than maybe like store their knitting projects they finished like I did. But I digress, you're not here for my tiny hamper, you're here for the insides of the tiny hamper. So first things first, I knit another capelet. Yes, another one. And it probably won't be the last one either. I'll have a picture up on screen. So you can have like a little bit of a better view of it because I'm wearing it and the camera it's not like full size view and stuff. Also, I'm going to have to take this off because it's super hot. Normally the pattern calls for like a little cord and a button to close this, but I have done them in the past and I don't really like how they look. So I just close them with either cardigan clasps or just a brooch. And for this one, I'm just using this brooch, which Beth got me a couple of Christmases ago. It was from Top Vintage though. I checked because people ask about it. And this is 3 strands held together. It is 2 strands of the Wild Atlantic Yarns Una, the lace weight, so super thin, in maple leaf. And then I also knitted in a strand of La Droguerie's Voilette in, what is it called again? Petit Diable. And the colors are very similar, so it means this is very, very sparkly. And normally you knit the entire body of the capelet in stockinette, or when the yarn is not really suitable for the stockinette in garter. But I'm knitting Scheepjes' Novello sweater for Bert, and that starts with a rib border, garter stitch, stockinette, and then another garter stitch color. And as the color of this is always in garter stitch, I figured it would be fun to repeat that same pattern on this capelet. So it has a 1x1 rib border and it's more than 200 stitches. So 100% do not recommend, but it does mean it doesn't curl up on the bottom. So I'll probably keep doing this to myself in the future. And then it has garter stitch. And then I just basically did all the, the add more stitches parts in stockinette and then switched to garter stitch. And then this is Lang Yarn's Poseidon. I keep wanting to call it Neptune, but it's Poseidon. And this is kind of autumnal. I like how this Poseidon is like the same color of the little brown speckly details in the maple leaf. So I feel like this is a really nice touch. It's very autumnal. It's also very, very soft. I will say that Voilette is a little bit prickly, but the actual Una in lace was so soft. And this is still soft, even though Voilette is a little bit prickly. So yeah. Then this is not a knitting project, but this is like the ultimate tankard strap for knitters. And it's not called that, but it's both a strap where you can hang things off. So basically it's a tankard strap, let's be real. But it also has like a needle gauge and a ruler for inches. So I would have preferred if it was a ruler for centimeters. I don't really know why it's a ruler for inches because La Bien-Aimée, who makes this, is based in France. And France is very much a centimeters kind of country. So that is my one complaint. But otherwise, it's extremely practical. So let's get on with things I actually knitted. Also, I'm a bit out of it today because I've been drinking a lot of coffee and sodas lately, and to the point where I wasn't sleeping well anymore. So I've gone cold turkey and I'm just drinking water, but it means like my brain is kind of like brains, you know? So I'm slightly sleepy, but yeah, knitwear. So I knitted this for a friend, and I don't think it will show up on camera because it just seems like this anthracite, almost Payne's gray. But it's not. If you have it in sunlight, it actually has this beautiful purpley pink coming through. It's very, very strange. This is not, to probably everybody who's been watching these videos, surprise, knit in Scheepjes Chunky Monkey. No. This is still knit in Scheepjes yarn, but this is knit in Scheepjes Truly Scrumptious, which is 50% acrylic and 50% recycled PET bottles. So like soda bottles and stuff like that. And this colorway was, I forgot the name, but it was delightfully absurd. I will have it up on screen because it was quite the thing. I liked it. Yeah, so it's just another cat hat. I really do enjoy knitting these. This one is a bit big on me, but the friend it's going to has a bigger head than me. So therefore, it is their size, which makes sense. And apologies for the light. Let me close the curtain, see if that helps. That's the thing, my studio setup is like literally that side is a studio light and that side is a window. So when the sun is very bright, I have to like close a curtain. Thankfully, the curtain is in arm's reach. Now, another warm thing I made is for another friend. And this is, it's kind of like, more like the cowls you see on Stephen West. Yeah, Stephen West. On his, he's a knitwear designer, and he makes like cowls that go kind of like this. You know, like go like kind of half up. Now, of course, I didn't know he did these till I did mine, but now I'm like, aha, I am justified in knitting this kind of cowl for my friend. Because I was just being like sort of weird about it. I thought it was just like a really fun design. And you can wear it like this, and it has a drawstring on both sides. And a drawstring is just like a shoelace. And they've never been used. I literally bought shoelaces. And yeah, they have little skulls. Is it showing up? The front maybe, the skull, not the back. But yeah, they have little skulls, which supposedly, according to the package, glow in the dark. I don't know if they actually do. I've never tested it. But yeah, so the top is just folded over. So you get this, and then the bottom is a wide row of rib stitch, 2x2 rib, but it also has that same lace and shoelace and skull detail, drawstring basically. And it's knit up to here in 2 strands of Chunky Monkey, the black one, and 1 strand of, I don't know what the colorway is. I think it's just black or gray, either one. But it is a gradient yarn that goes from like nearly white light gray to almost black dark gray. And it is one of the Apilou print ones by Veritas. And this is literally the only thing that the Apilou print is really good for, because, well, Apilou in general is just very shapeless. So I always tell people, like, if you're in Belgium and you want to knit with acrylic, get the Scheepjes one and not the Apilou one from Veritas, because that is just not very good. Or, you know, get whatever Zeeman has, because it's still not as good as the Scheepjes one, but at least it's better than Apilou. And Apilou is actually fairly expensive, but yeah. And then this is some leftover of that gray cat hat, because, you know, I'm doing gradient grays anyway, and more Apilou prints, and that's pretty much it for that one. I hope my friends will like it. Then I knitted a little trinket bag out of some leftover Veritas Kulia. And yeah, it's just a little trinket bag. You can put things in. And it's also for a friend. It has, this is like leftover cord that had like a label on it on a skirt that I got. And I just completely recycled it, put a skull on, and he plays in a punk band. So I put some like little safety pins in there underneath the skull so it stays in place. And yeah, it's just a little trinket bag. then I haven't gotten second sock syndrome, or in my case, second arm warmer sleeve extender syndrome. I just didn't have enough to knit more of these, but I kind of want to just make a whole lot of these sleeve extenders slash arm warmers, like all different ones, no actual pairs. Well, maybe I'll do some pairs, but just like chuck them in a box and then just take whatever, whatever fits my fancy on the day. And this is Wild Atlantic, that same lace weight yarn, the maple leaf that I used for the capelet, but I also knitted the 4-ply, the sock one, I believe, in Sunset True, because I will link to the little unboxing I have on Instagram in the description down below. But I basically, well, for Valentine's Day, they did it wasn't a discount, but there was a thing. If you ordered for I think it was 30 euros, shipping and discounts not included, you got a random, like a mystery mini skein. And I needed yarn anyway. So I was like, the perfect time. And, serendipitously, I got Sunset, which is the most amazing variegated orange. And I was so happy. Salom was very happy because he was like, knit me a pumpkin. And I was like, no. But I did get him some nice pumpkin yarn. And that brings me to pumpkins. So this is knit with that same, the same lace weight, like maple leaf and sunset. And this is just Scheepjes' Color Crafter in whatever the brown is. I will have the name up on screen. It's basically the Color Crafter version of Chunky Monkey in Tawny. But I have lots of it, so I keep using it for the stems, even though the pumpkins are like a nice wool. And this has polyfill fiber inside it, because this is my pumpkin, darn it. And much to Salom's chagrin. But I have recently bought some sock yarn, which is blue-faced Leicester sock yarn. And it's a bit prickly, but it's fine, because I literally bought it to knit the cats some pumpkins. And this is the first pumpkin, and it is filled with focus on the pumpkin. It is filled with an old handkerchief that was falling apart and catnip. So I shall give this to them after this video has been filmed, because I finished it yesterday and we're like, Gib. I was like, no, I must film this video first. Now, this is a bit ridiculous, and it's also not been blocked, so, because I didn't feel like it. But this is just a cloth, not really a dishcloth. I've got so much cotton, I don't even know why, but I've started basically knitting dishcloths slash, cleaning cloths, etc. with these, and it's super practical because they're very absorbent. They're nice and thick, so it's just super, super practical. And I think maybe next time I won't do as much thin needle gauge stockinette, because that just kind of drives me insane. But yeah, at least I have a practical item made from leftover yarns. And it's a stash buster and a practical item at the same time, so what's not to like? Then I have also made a lot of cup cozies. I've made a very small one for smaller, like tumblers and such. And this is an old Bravo I had in my stash, and it's a rainbow one. So yeah, this is for a friend. I mean, they're all for friends. I find my tumblers are very insulating, so I don't actually need a cozy. But yeah, other people do. Then these are for my bestie. Charlotte, if you're watching, this is spoiler. This is some leftover Scheepjes Twinkle. And this is some kind of Sagenmeier Nomotta Bravo. Like that super colorful one. But it's a really nice purple. And I had like a random one skein of it in my stash. So I was like, some leftover and this purple, and it goes well together. Therefore, I shall knit this. And I kind of wish I had made like a sleeve extender out of it, But, and I call them sleeve extenders by a reason, because this is nice, this is fine, but most of my sleeves and like here, and in winter, it is not pleasant. But yeah, but the thing is, this is the twinkle is fine if you knit it in together with other yarns. But if it's just twinkle, it's kind of scratchy. So it's absolutely perfect for a cup cozy, because I mean, it's fine if you have it like this on your hands, but not if you're wearing it on your skin, if that makes sense. So yeah. And then this is some random Scheepjes Color Crafter and some leftover green acrylic from Zeeman I knitted my niece's hat out of months ago. So I've been using these up and like making various sizes of cup cozies, because, you know, various sized mugs. And now my next item will look a bit silly. Well, it's multiples, because I have very long sleeves on today. So that was not as practical, but they're knitted bracelets. And I saw Amy from La Bien-Aimée. I think it's called La Bien-Aimée. I mean, it's definitely a pun on her name, but I don't know if you pronounce it La Bien-Aimée or La Bien-Aimée. So apologies if I got that wrong. But I saw her on an Instagram video or a photo. I think she has them fairly often. I saw her wear like these simple knitted bracelets, and it's literally as many stitches as you want for your wrist. I used 40 on a tiny, like the 20 centimeter circular needle in a European tree. But yeah, it's literally just 6 rows of rib, 2x2 rib. And this is also in that same combo of Maple Leaf and Sunset by Wild Atlantic Yarns. Then this is a yellow that's been in my stash since, I would like to say eternity, but in reality, a couple of years. And it is, I don't know how it shows up. I'm trying, yeah. It's a yellow with different pastel colors mixed in. So that's really cute. And this is for a friend of mine who loves yellow. This is also Wild Atlantic Yarns. They tend to give like tiny samples, like really tiny samples with their orders. And this is Tirnanoch. I got 2 of these, and it is, as you can tell, white, blue, and pink. But it's like kind of like, it goes like lighter and then darker. So that's really nice. But I'm neither a pink nor a blue kind of girl. And I kept them, obviously. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? But then I started knitting these bracelets and I was like, this is perfect for a friend who, you know, is going to love this. So I used up both of my samples for this. And I got a sample of Blossom and Bark, which is, as I like to call it, a sakura tree. It's literally a cherry blossom tree. It's pink and then these beautiful light browns. And I'm really crossing my finger that next order I will get another Blossom and Bark so I can make a tiny bracelet. That would be perfection. Then this is, Halloween fans will have guessed, or candy corn aficionados. This is a candy corn stripe one, and this is cotton, so it's kind of like, I feel like you can do this out of cotton, obviously, but I do feel like it's better to do them out of wool or even acrylic versus cotton, because cotton just doesn't work as well. But that aside, you can do it. And I had candy corn cottons in my stash because I like to make bracelets with them. I like to use cotton yarn rather than embroidery thread, because I feel like value for money, you get a lot more on a skein of cotton than you do on embroidery thread. So yeah, but yeah, it works, but I don't recommend it. And then this one I made for my friend Mark. It is that same Apilou print, but it's just the Apilou print. And then I sewed letter beads to them to spell out Ancient Lights, one of his bands. And it has, I sewed it on with Kremke Soul wool. And it has, I don't think it will show up, but it sparkles. I embroidered some of that on there. So it sparkles. And yeah, I hope he'll like it. He'll probably think I'm being silly, but yeah, this is the kind of bracelet I like to make. I've made a bunch of bracelets this month as well. This is just all sorts of leftover cotton. And yeah, see what I mean? I like to make these twisted bracelets rather than the traditionally other knotted ones. But yeah, you can absolutely do these in embroidery thread. But embroidery thread here in Belgium, like is it DMC? I think it's about €2. And then you don't get as much as when you pay about $2.50 for a couple of 100 meters of cotton. So I feel like if it's just a color I'm only going to need once, I will probably get embroidery thread. But if it's something I will use quite a few times, then I will just get the yarn, the cotton yarn, because cost efficiency and stuff. And then this is another one I made. This is like kind of Beetlejuicy. I didn't have that bright neon that people associate with Beetlejuice. Not in cotton, and I didn't really... I mean, I had the green already, so I feel like it's kind of like puke green. So I feel like it's still dirty boy, like Beetlejuice. So there is that. And then these are a whole bunch of beaded bracelets. Various kinds of beaded bracelets, various words on them, and for various people. So yeah, I'm gonna try and put them all on my hand so you can have an idea of what's going on. Let's see if I got some of them are probably like got all the letters upside down. Let's try again. So yeah, it's just a whole lot of beaded bracelets with all sorts of different beads. And yeah, this one has an actual lock. I do not enjoy making daisy chains. They're far too fiddly, so this is probably the last one I'll ever make. But yeah, I do enjoy making these. They're fun. And I have a whole box of beads because, of course, this being me, I just figured like, oh, well, look at the quantities on Amazon. That'll be fun. I'll not run out. It also means I have a box nearly this size full of beads downstairs, which is great because now I can just like, whenever my nieces or nephew just come over, I can be like, do you want to make a beaded bracelet? And the answer is always yes. So I have enough stash for me and them, or when a friend visits and they want to make one. So it's always fun to make them with other people. So and for other people. So I regret nothing other than maybe that the box is taking up a lot of space. But yeah, that was it. That was all my knitting for this month. And I'm still knitting things, so there will be another video next month. But yeah, I'm gonna stop waffling because I've showed you everything I've knit this month. Subscribe if you haven't already and want to stick around for more shenanigans in motion. Hit that notification bell, please, because it seems to be still the only way that YouTube actually tells you when I've uploaded a new video. I don't even know what YouTube is up to. The algorithm eludes me, my dudes. Yeah, that's it for today. They're baby cats. I'm going to try to film them, see how they react to the pumpkin finally being theirs. I'm guessing Salem with a lot of disdain because it's Salem. It's kind of a shtick, isn't it? But yeah, that's it for today. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!